The best method of building a cash buyers list. This is probably the top 2 questions that I either get comments on, text messages, or calls on. So here's the video. Here's a refresher video from about 7-8 years ago. Better audio, better video quality, and a little bit more knowledge here. So stand by. Let's get it. Hello guys, this is Ty, aka the Flip Man. So we're back. The best method of building a cash buyers list. I get this question a lot through text messages, comments on YouTube, maybe Facebook, calls. And I get this question a lot. Now I've dealt with this on my YouTube channel over the years in several videos. I think I even had a specific video on this when I first started uploading videos on YouTube. But it's still a common question, I guess because everybody's not watching all my videos. But it's 50% of the equation. Obviously you need sellers and buyers. But if you're going to compare the two, in my opinion, it's the easier part of it. But you still need to know how to do so. So this is what this particular video is dedicated to, is building the best method of building a cash buyers list. Now, to me, obviously, I've been doing this for over 14 years of the date of this particular video. But it's going to seem simple. I think I try to present things in a simple way, but it really is. When I go live on Thursdays with the Flipinars that I offer that are live, where you can ask questions and answers, and I have a different topic each week on wholesaling houses or wholesaling real estate in general. So enough of that. Oh, one more thing. Remember that I'm now on iTunes for Apple iPhone users, Apple products, tablets, or obviously your laptop. But you can go there, just do a search for the Flip Man on iTunes and hear my podcast, for the Flip Man, Flip Man's podcast. Now, I also will make this available for Android users in the future, hopefully within the next week or so. And I'll try to get my entire library of videos up there over the next few weeks, probably a couple of months. It's going to take a minute to do so. Over 200 videos, as many of you all may know. If you don't know, now you know. All right, so let's get into it. Enough of that. The best method of building a cash buyers list. Again, you know that you need sellers and buyers to do deals. And there's going to be some debate on which is first. But that's not what this video is about. You know how I feel about it. And I'm going to have to explain some of that in order for you to understand why and how you find buyers, or what I consider the best method of finding buyers. So you know you need buyers and sellers to do deals, and there's some debate on which one comes first. I believe sellers come first because that's the harder part. All right, so the other thing is that you need to be able to recognize what are real cash buyers. Now, that is simple to me because just the communication that you have with the actual cash buyer, they should always talk in terms of we can close as soon as you get a clear title. That should normally only take between, we'll just say 5 to 14 days. So to close a deal, and plus you obviously can't give them more time than what you actually have with the contract that you have with the seller. So if they talking in any terms besides that, you're probably not dealing with someone that's real. Now sometimes when they have a hard money lender involved or private money, then the process may be a little longer. But you need to be comfortable, and some form of proof needs to be provided, a verifiable proof that if they're using a source beyond their own cash, that, you know, how long this will take. Because the worst thing that you would want to happen is to allow a buyer to tie up your deal, you know, so be aware of that. But again, that's not what this video is about, but just want to throw that nugget in there to you. The other thing is that you need to understand the mindset of a buyer. All right, they're in it to make money and lots of it. Then normally, in most cases, they're gonna make more money than you, but it's twofold. They may make more money than you, but you're making your money on volume. Whereas they may buy a property from you, and it may take on a good deal, it may take them 90 days to get their money back plus their profit. You may have done 7 deals in that time frame and exceeded what they've done in that 90 days. In most cases, if you're out there getting it. So it's a trade-off, and then it's the return on investment, the risk versus reward. So a lot of factors go into, but both you can make money on it. But you have to understand the mindset of an investor. You may have a property that the ARV is $100,000. That means what will the house appraise for in excellent condition is $100,000. I always like to use that number because it's easy to understand and you can do simple math. So your investor, he's not going to want that property at 90. A lot of people call and say, well, I can get them down to 90. That's a $10,000 spread. They should be happy with that. No, they will not be happy with that because, number one, they probably still won't make 10 flat. Even if they did, they're just not going to spend $90,000 to make $10,000. They may spend $90,000 to make 30 or 40 grand, but they're not 90 to make 10. It's just not going to happen. Obviously, you can find some buyers that may be happy with that, but you won't survive in this business long if that's the margin you're trying to deal with, because they can find those type of deals with realtors all day just looking for a 10% discount off of the retail price. And that's assuming that the house was already in excellent condition. So get that out of your mind. The break is normally going to be around 50%, and it's probably going to be less than that. So but this is not what this video about. I have tons of videos on explaining what's a deal and what's not a deal. But I have to just, the point of this is understanding the mindset. You have to, the back door, the mindset of you have to backdoor your transaction by understanding what your actual cash buyer wants. And they want to make a lot of money. So in that $100,000 example, you're going to probably have to get that property around 30, maybe 40, depending on the repairs that are needed, because that's what's going to be able to wet their beak. By paying you, paying the seller, repairing the property, paying closing costs maybe once or even twice, or participating into it, may have to involve a realtor. So the property has to be deeply discounted in order for them to get the return that they're looking for. So on that property, they may want to make anywhere from 25 to 30 grand on the property. So it has to be deeply discounted in order for you to get paid also. So you have to understand that also whenever you're just understand the entire process of wholesaling. So what makes it what is the best method? What's the best method to build a cash buyers list? Again, if you follow me, you already know the answer to this. Great deals. That's going to be the best method of finding building a cash buyers list is great deals. So what do you mean by that, Tyrone? What I mean by that is, you've heard me say this, it is not hard to give away money. So on that $100,000 example that I just gave you, all right, for whatever reason, if you get it for 30 grand, all right, and we'll just say the repairs are 15 grand, okay, that's going to be a great deal. You should be able to find a buyer for that and probably make anywhere from 7 to 10 grand off of that property. That's a good payday. Most people, it takes them a minute to make that type of money. So how do you generate this? All right, so when you have a great deal, you may already have a buyer. Assume you already have a buyer's list. But when you have a great deal and you market that deal, your phone should blow up. All right. If your phone is not blowing up and you're marketing a deal, which I'm going to get into a couple of methods of doing that, you probably don't have a great deal, especially if you're in any decent sized market. Now, again, all markets are not going to be the same. All areas in your market are not going to be the same. You have to take that in consideration on the basis of, but I'm just generalizing here so you can understand how important your great deals are to your overall success of building a cash buyers list. So how will you market your property? Now, from my experience, and I don't know everything, I do know how to get a check. But just as I'm a huge proponent of finding great deals through bandit signs, I am a huge proponent of building a buyer's list through bandit signs also. You don't have to do printed. You can flip some of the printed signs you have in your arsenal for your marketers for sellers, and right on there, house for sale, cash, $45,000, using that $100,000 house that we got for 30, and we're going to advertise it at 45, and your phone number. Your phone should blow up. Keep in mind, and you put out signs in the area. You don't need about 15 to 20 of those in the area where the house is located. You know, not on the property, but just in that general area. Investors that invest in that area, they're in that area on a daily basis. So when they see a number that's 45, I know this is a $100,000 neighborhood, your phone is about to ring. Now, you are going to get calls from people say, hey, do y'all rent houses? Or you're going to get calls and say, well, y'all do rent to own? You're going to get calls from people say, do you need a handyman to do some work? You're going to get those calls also. But more importantly, you're going to get the calls from cash buyers. Now, remember, you can only sell that property to one person. You may get 15 people to call you. I mean, cash buyer. You'll probably get more calls than that from the other people calling you. But you may get 15 calls from cash buyers. Even if it's 10, you can only sell it to one person. We'll just use the number 10. Those other 9, you want to collect their information for future deals. And when I say their information, their name, their contact number, obviously probably already have that. What other areas they buy in, what price range, how many do they buy per year, what's the minimum number of bedrooms and bath, what level of repairs they like to deal in, and so on. So now, you know, just on one property, that one great deal that you marketed, you have 9 buyers already. You repeat that process just over and over again. Even if you have a buyer for a property that you place under contract, you still want to do some degree of marketing, because your buyers list should always be building, because buyers or investors, cash investors, they get in and out of the business. You know what I'm saying? Some of the best deals you'll have that you'll be some of the best profitable deals that you have is those people that are just getting into the business. They will overpay versus the seasoned guys. Not that you're taking advantage of them, but you know, hey, if they're happy with the price that you all agree upon, boom. But normally they will overpay because they're new to the game. Just like you will accept something less than you probably normally after you get seasoned in the game. So it works both ways. So bandit signs. So Craigslist. Obviously, don't sleep on Craigslist. You post the ad there. If it affects, now you will get a lot of calls from other wholesalers trying to do it. If they can provide a buyer, you're already positioned. You know, you handle that. Got a video on that. I'm not going to go into how to handle that. So, but you're going to get offers from actual cash buyers also. Now, you don't want to sleep on this, and this could be a whole nother course beyond the wholesaling houses courses that I and apartments course I have, but Facebook ads. Do not sleep on Facebook. Now, you can post in groups, post in your feed or whatever, but I'm actually talking about paying for Facebook ads. You can set a campaign for as little as $5 per day. Again, that's a whole course in itself, but you know what? YouTube is your friend. Just like you're watching me now on YouTube, maybe even Facebook, YouTube is your actual friend. So what you want to do is you want to go there. If you want to use Facebook ads, it is so powerful, and learn how to do that. Try to find the most recent videos within the last year, or definitely within the last few months, and you sit down and learn it. There's going to be a sea of videos there on how to set up a Facebook ads account and how to use it to promote whatever. Now, understand Facebook has some funny guidelines when it comes to housing, so just be aware of that. Understand that. Be aware of that. So those are going to be the simple methods of getting your phone to ring with cash buyers contacting you about your great deals. If they're not calling you, you probably don't have a great deal. If you're putting these methods in place and you're not getting a call, you probably don't have the deal that you think within that particular area, within that market, because it may be, I get a lot of time people, students and non-students, I normally just dealing with students, but just for the sake of this, and the neighborhood may be a $40,000 neighborhood. And I know some of you people in California, New York can relate to that, but a lot of markets have those type of houses. Guys, that 50%, the formula and all that stuff really goes out the window when you start talking about 40, 50, 60. I'm not sure what the break is when the formula really won't work anymore with those numbers. I'm not sure. It may be at 60, maybe at 7. I was going to sit down one day and try to figure that out. But normally you got to get those houses under 10 grand. And a lot of times you got to get them probably under 5 grand. So understand that formula stuff goes out the window. So, but you have buyers that are interested in buying those areas. In most cases, guys, if people are living in those areas, multiple people are investing in those areas. Because even if it's just a rental area, somebody's collecting the rent. Therefore, there's opportunity to wholesale properties to those landlords, to those investors that are building up portfolios in those neighborhoods. Again, every house, you may not have heard me say this before, but here it is. Every house is a step up for someone. I learned that from a guy when I first got into business, which means just because you don't want to live there, don't get caught up in that. Now, you can invest wherever you want to. That's up to you. I'm just saying, you need to get outside of your comfort zone in a lot of cases. Where you live right now may be a Taj Mahal or a White House for a lot of people, but for others, it's not good enough. So again, don't get caught up into that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to go with what you're comfortable with. I just wanted to stress that. But anyway, so the best method of building a cash buyers list, it boils down to, guys, promoting your great deals. It's that simple. Promoting your great deals, because you're offering a briefcase full of cash. People want that briefcase. They're going to contact you, and that's your opportunity to build your cash buyers list by collecting their information for future deals. So I hope you enjoyed this particular video. Don't forget, again, on Thursday nights, my live Flippinars. Go to flippinard.com to register there. Don't forget about the 200 plus videos I have on here on YouTube, on my channel. Take advantage of them. It's all there, guys. If you don't have the money to pay me, the videos are what you need. It's all there. Take advantage of it. If you don't have time, if you don't have money, in most cases you have time. Stop watching Love and Hip Hop, which I love. That's one of my vices. It's a junk show. I feel dirty after it, but I watch it. You know, that's one of the few reality shows I watch. But I'm just making a joke here. But yeah, it's just all about time management. Take advantage of the free videos. If you don't have the money to pay me or somebody like me or whatever, take advantage. It's all there, guys. If you don't believe you can take those videos and do a deal, just do a search for 21,500 made in California. You'll see the interview I had with my guy Chris. He didn't pay me. He just used my video. He's just a YouTube subscriber. He did not pay me. He used the free videos and did his first deal, and he split $21,500 with a partner. You could do the same. But if you do need a coach and a step-by-step course, then hey, holler at me, flipman.net, or you could call or text me. But again, also, don't forget about the free contract. You can get a copy of my free contract by texting contract to 313131. Don't text me, text 313131. Just those 6 numbers, no area code is needed. Text the word contract. Again, thanks. I hope the video helped. The best method of building a cash buyers list. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the flip side.